Alan, it's windy outside, but you're focused here inside the training centre, preparing for this big match against Cowdenbeath. What's the latest team news heading into this match?
Well, we're okay at this moment in time. David had his operation on Monday, which went really well, and he's back in today doing the start of his rehab. So that's good news for us, and it's great for David, the fact that he's in the building and back on the road to recovery again.
Jordan Forster as well, is it correct that he's now resumed full squad training?
Yeah, Jordan joined in with us today for the first time, full contact, so he's really happy, and so are we, the fact that he's back amongst the squad again, and hopefully won't be long before he's in contention for a starting place again.
Graham Forster, both right-sided defenders. Obviously, that leaves you short in that particular area. Is that an area of concern for yourself?
Well, it's not ideal. I think that's stating the obvious. But we'll try and look at the position. If we can bring someone in that's going to enhance and help us through this time, then we're actively looking to do that. But as I've said all along, it's got to be right, and I don't just want to bring someone in just for the sake of it, and it disrupts things that we've got here. It's got to be as good or better than what we've got at this moment in time. So we are actively looking, but sometimes the January window can be not a great window to go shopping in.
So you're just looking at the team then that was selected to play against Falkirk briefly. Yeah. It was predominantly a lot of left-footed players in that team. It's unusual, isn't it? Over half the team were left-footed, which attacking down the right wing made life quite difficult, I presume.
Well, not when you look at the positions that we were in the game. So it is unusual to have 4 left-footers along your back line covering them positions, and a lot of people are always looking for left-sided players. We find ourselves with 4 playing on Saturdays, which is probably a first that I've come across. But that didn't contribute to anything towards us not getting results. The fact of the matter is that we didn't get a result because we didn't see the job out, and I think we know what we didn't do. There's no point talking about it and dwelling on it. It's gone. We move on to Cowdenbeath, and that's the most important thing. Yes, we shouldn't have dropped 2 points, but I could have said that on a couple of occasions this season. But the most important thing is how we react to that, and I know the lads will react to that in the right way. And that'll be against Cowdenbeath on Saturday.
To what extent, though, do you feel after an Edinburgh derby there is a bit of a hangover effect because of the level of energy and effort that goes into any Edinburgh derby game, both physically and emotionally? So that does tend to happen.
It can do, But I think when you've come out of it playing really well, then you can't. When you have a negative result or you have a defeat, come out of it and saying, "Oh, it's had an effect." But when you come out of it in a positive way, not look at it that way, So you can't have it both ways. We felt as if we come out of the Edinburgh disappointed, but in the right way to be disappointed, because we felt we should have got 3 points. The confidence was good in the team. It took us into the Falkirk game, and the game should be over, not even the chance at 4-1. At 3-1, the game's over, and we lost concentration. We didn't defend set pieces the way we have been doing over the last few months, and it was a reminder, and hopefully a timely reminder, that if you're not on your mettle and if you're not focused and you're not concentrating 100%, things like that can happen. But that's the fact of the matter, is that we've dropped. We haven't picked up 7 points. Is it 7 points? I'm thinking no, we've lost 8 points against them. that we could potentially have picked up. And that's the disappointing thing, because it's, when you look back at the games, we should have beat them at home, we should have beat them on Saturday, and we should have got a draw at Falkirk. But the most important thing is that they're still 3 points behind us. We're still ahead of them. I'd like to be more, but the most important thing is that we keep concentrating ourselves and doing what we need to do to be where we are.
Obviously, Frank de JJ came off the bench. How far away do you feel he is from perhaps being considered for a starting spot? We're working with him day by day to try and get his fitness to where we feel it needs to be in order for him to perform at first team level. So, he may start on Saturday. We'll see how he goes after today's session and tomorrow. But thankfully for me is that I thought Jason and Martin were lively and were a threat in the game and caused Falkirk problems. So, if Frank's ready, great. If he's not, then them two I'm very happy with at this moment in time, the way they're performing. So Jason thought he'd scored a hat-trick. Yeah. It was originally credited with a hat-trick. Yeah. That's now subsequently been taken away. He's obviously pretty disappointed about that, but he's got that natural greed for goals, hasn't he? That it's synonymous with a good goal scorer.
It is, and it's what strikers thrive on. Strikers judge themselves by goals scored, not necessarily how they perform. And Jason is exactly like that. He will judge himself on goals scored and beat themselves up for opportunities that he hasn't taken. But, if he keeps putting himself in the right positions, he keeps working hard for the team, then it won't be long before he is celebrating his first hat-trick. But he has to keep working hard. It goes without saying that it doesn't just happen, and it won't just happen. And he needs to keep working really hard at his game. He needs to keep doing what he has to do to stay in the team. And if he does that, then the goals will come and the opportunities will come. So, he's in a good vein of form at this moment of time. But we're working to keep his feet on the floor, making sure he does the right things, and he keeps progressing in the way that we want him to.
What extent do you feel, though, his rawness, because remember he was a gardener 18 months ago, has helped him to make an impact, because opposing defenders don't really know quite what he's going to do next?
Well, he's when you look at it, he's come a long way in a short space of time, and we feel as if he has got quite a lot of development to still be done. But from my point of view, that's a good thing, because there's still a lot of potential that's to be brought out and to be polished. And it's like a rough diamond, and when you polish it up and give it a good clean and a scrub, and then suddenly you've got the real deal. He's not the real deal yet. I don't want to get carried away, but he's doing the right things. He's scoring goals, and he's contributing to the team. And as long as he keeps contributing and doing the right things, then we'll be happy with his progression. But he's going the right way.
Tell our viewers, Alan, a bit more about Jason as a personality as well. He's a bit of a one-off, isn't he? You never quite know what he's going to say. He's just a ball of energy, isn't he? No,
he's a cheeky chappy. He's not shy in coming forward. He has to. We have to clip his wings every. Excuse me. We have to clip his wings every now and then just to keep him on track. But I like that a bit about him. I like that confidence. He's got that youthfulness, naivety, where sometimes he doesn't realise what he's saying or why he's saying it. And some people can perceive that to be arrogance. Sometimes some people can perceive it to be not the brightest. But his heart's in the right place, and he doesn't mean to be. And sometimes you just need to hold him back. As you know, and as I know, when he's in front of the press, he's got he's got a way of one-liners that no one's necessarily heard of before, and you know, we can have a chuckle. But if he keeps scoring goals, then I may allow him to come out with a few more things, but only if he keeps scoring goals.